Yes.
But they go through batteries real fast.
So with the EL wire, the one thing you need to know about the inverter is basically how much wire it can power. So you want to buy the right inverter for the length that you're trying to light up. So what the small ones I got hooked up over there, they don't do very much. You're just using them for like eyes or something. Those are great. But yeah, that's a general EL wire. Yep.
When the inverter has that high pitch whine, is that because it's an underpowered inverter for the length of EL?
No,
or is it just a bad inverter that's cheaply made?
It's basically you're stepping like a DC source, a very low voltage DC source up to a high voltage AC like power source at a low amperage. And because basically the conversion that it does there, it creates that whine. You have a
television flyback transfer.
Yep, same thing.
Yeah, it's a flyback.
You turn the TV on, you hear
1700 hertz.
style tube TVs, you get the high pitch whine.
The better inverters don't do that.
Is it frequency sensitive?
Actually, EL wires themselves, as far as I've found, there's a certain frequency they actually emit the brightest light. As you change the frequency, they start to shift. And in some cases, they actually start to wear out the phosphorescence.
Yeah, you can play with it. You can change the frequencies. Sometimes it gets brighter, less bright, and it'll burn the wire out faster sometimes. But you know, like
what's the lifespan of a wire if you're not fiddling with it? What's the common lifespan of a EL wire?
I don't remember exactly what the common lifespan is, but I know it's at least like 5 years or something like that.
Okay.
Not like 5 years, but I don't know.
Where they start getting into earth and phosphorus.
Yeah, well, I played with EL wire for a while now.
Ballpark in your experience stuff with that.
I think if using them on my suits, usually the suit will break before the EL wire starts having issues. Another quick thing about like designing lighting in suits, especially for EL wire, and I've had problems with this earlier. Two things to think about. Because it's putting out a very high voltage at AC, you want to like wrap your wire ends very carefully. If you get exposed ends, you will get wrapped. It's not that bad, but it'll tingle.
It'll tingle.
It'll feel uncomfortable.
Yes, it'll feel like a bee sting or something.
Yeah.
And
So
also
insulate
lose EL wire because the end of it, if it gets because of perspiration and the EL end gets wet, the whole light goes out.
You can seal the EL wire using silicone and other things like that. So perspiration is really not that much.
Using like the stuff like the heat shrink wrap would work too. Just fold it over so they can shrink tube land in it. So yeah, any other questions? EL wire?
How would you suggest like attaching it?
So EL wire, actually, you can get this kind. I think it was called. I don't remember exactly the name for it, but it was a kind of an EL wire that has like a kind of a tab attached to the end, like a plastic tab. And with that kind, you can actually sew it like straight into a suit.
But like if you have that kind.
This stuff, I just stitched like along the ear. I just stitched it every couple of inches. Just did a loop of thread just to hold it in place. For the eyes, there's just hot glue in there.
So you can't hot glue it. You
Yeah,
can't hot glue it.
yeah. So for things like eyes, hot glue is the best. If you're gonna go on a body, I stitch it in. You don't have to do crazy stitching, but at least at certain points you want to stitch it in there.
Then what sort of peak brightnesses are you talking about? I'm just kind of curious because that's really the one that you pass around very, very dim. It's really invisible when the lights are on.
Right.
Well, that's a very low voltage, very low wattage power.
Yeah, this one is running off of this one's running off of like 2 button cells, I think. Yes, 2 of them. So you can get them in really small sizes, but I'm trying to light a lot of wire with this.
Okay.
Because of that, it's not as bright.
So is there a direct correlation between length of wire and brightness then? If you half
Yes.
that wire, you get double the brightness?
I wouldn't say double, but it'll be less. But let me see if this works. If I unplug the ear.
Is there a metric?
Yeah. See, if I unplug the ear right there, the eyes will get brighter.
Yeah.
If I unplug the ear.
Timing all that load.
Yeah. The big problem with the ears that I'm running you know, that much wire around the whole side of the ear. The eyes are just little small rings. So yeah, you're basically, you want to get the inverter that'll drive the length that you want. The more wire you drive, the dimmer it'll become. And also